is it me or the box is getting bigger and bigger? No, it's not me. Biggest box we've ever designed. This is the carbon freezing chamber, number 001. Finally got around to opening my own. And there are about 22 now going out all over the world. And I think we're getting better at packing too. Learning and learning. So let's put it on the side. Some special styrofoam. And the first thing you'll find is the final print. Cut exactly to shape and lasered from behind so it can fit in the shape we want. I like the look. Ooh, smells like a new hot tie, people. Haha. And another layer of protection, and very justly so. This is the claw. Did you ever think you'd see this in person? This is cool, right? Very cool. Well, with this packing, I'd be very surprised if anything arrived damaged. This is the extra layer you can put on top of the claw. So you have the two positions. This is the one we've been using in all the videos and photos so far. When I'm going to assemble it, I'm going to leave this one out to see what it looks like with the claw almost fully retracted, or fully retracted depending on how you look at it. Again, be careful. Here is the very cool floor. And the floor is two parts. The top layer and the red acrylic layer. And it has a protective foil that you need to take off on both sides to get the exact right shade of orange. And now here you find the sealing unit. Oh, that looks cool. Now, you see this is the sealing, and the claw will fit in here either straight or with the extra piece. Then there are a few spots where you can put in the hoses, and there are 4 places ready for the, what do we call them, the toothbrushes that hang around the claw that will be available as an extra option. We're working on that now. Even make those sliding and slightly retractable. So this is prepared for that. That looks cool. This is the cylinder that goes underneath the floor. And then you find a bag with cool extras. Most importantly, people, number 001. Epic. Yeah, so everybody will have one. It corresponds with the number you find on the box. And as you know, with everything we do, it's very low numbers. So here you have rubbers. We've added this since the prototype that slide over the metal frame and the picture to get a clean look. The hoses that go into the ceiling. Some 3M tape. And you'll find 2 bolts. The short one is for what we're going to do now to mount the claw directly to the ceiling. The longer one you'll need is if you also put the extra ring on top of the claw. So let me show you. This is the claw. This weighs quite a bit, people. And then on top of that you have the extra ring, and you use the longer of the 2 bolts to attach to the ceiling with this ring in place, and the shorter one if you want to do it without. Then you find a ring that you use with the bolts, and you'll find these 3 white circles that go into the ceiling for the lights. And you have this piece of metal that goes in the back to make sure the print doesn't bulge. So that's why you have the double-sided tape. All right. Now here's the entire frame. It's aluminum, and as you can see, currently I have it upside down. That's the way you want to start. So with this nut pressed in here, that accepts the nut for the claw, and then going up, this is where you place the floor and the tube, the cylinder. Now, as you can see, this is all solid metal. It's aluminum. And aluminum doesn't rust, but we wanted this rust effect. So it wasn't easy, but we got this very cool paint job done to make it look authentic, even for the part that's just a support part. So, moving on. So the final bit you'll need is the ever-present electronics that we do. So the special uber bendable LED strip with the 12 volt power supply that comes with the US plug attached. But I always take that off because, hey, I'm in Europe, so here goes with the European plug. It's custom made for us, automatically switching, and provides enough power. And this is the bridge that plugs into the plug, and with any small screwdriver goes and works with this LED. So that's for last. Alright, so we're starting with this thing upside down, like I said, with the place where we were going to screw in the bolt for the claw. Now I use the foam that comes with the packing to make sure the paint doesn't get damaged, because that would be a shame, of course. So let's start. This ring goes here. It's a spacer, really, that allows for some electronics to go in. Here's the ceiling. So these tallest 3, those will get these, what are those? Part of the light fixture. And here I suggest we start using our LED strip as well. Take off the protective layering. Those are 2 layers here. The white on the other end is also protective, so you get a pristine thing, and it's designed so that it fits perfectly inside the ceiling. So let's do that 3 times. The way this is going to fit is with the circular raised area to the front of the ceiling. And you know the back is the back because of the opening here. And those shapes here, this is where the background print will rest against. When we put the lighting in, we'll have to move them back. As you can see, the 3 openings that are left for the lights. So we'll get the LED strip you'll want to make sure that you use the end of the LED strip that has nothing or a very short maybe a short piece of wire on there. So roll down the entire LED strip when you do this, because the part with the longest wire, so in this case this part, that goes on the other end where it goes out the back. So we'll start with the one in the front. Get some light in there. And then we're moving to the second opening, like that. Getting some light in there. Going for the third opening. Like that. And then going to the corner. Okay. So once that's done, we can place the ceiling here. So you want to slide the ceiling underneath those points here, where those rivets that are shot into the sides that hold up the ceiling. They also support this structure, like so. And as you can see, this comes out perfectly. Make sure you get enough of the backing off as well. And then let's move this lid strip down against the corner and make sure it shines this way so it doesn't shine in your eyes. This will be hidden by the print. But if that bothers you, you can also cover this part up with some black masking tape. This is just the only way to do it, to make it easily accessible without soldering and plugs and everything. It's already quite hard to make this, make it easily assemble and stuff like that. So here we go. Let's forget that for now. So get some of those hoses and just push them into the small holes you see. And you'll see them going from here to here, from here to the inside of this little tower. You can just push them in and they'll stay. This one here to here. All right, so like I said, this is the part where you get this ring. With this ring, the wed, and it only fits one way. So the part where you have no stuff sticking out, that's the way it fits. And then you put the claw on top of that. But like I said, I'm not going to use that now. So careful. Now place the claw here, and the way it's supposed to go is the hollow claw is supposed to go to the sides, so we're going to be using that. Alright, so the camera died on me and we missed that part of the construction, but the way it's supposed to go is this bolt that is supposed to go all the way in, so there are two size holes in the claw, one that fits the bolt through and one that fits just the head, so you'll have a sunken look. and it screws in with an Allen wrench. I'm using the US 3/45, but it's and that fits fine. That fits perfectly. But it's a European metric Allen bolt, so any metric Allen wrench will also work. So you just screw that in, and then we move on to the next part of the construction. Oh, I almost finished the entire assembly, and it turns out my camera didn't capture half of it. It kind of died or something. So we moved it from being upside down to on its back, so we can get the print. Slide that underneath here in these corners, here and here. This is my son Luke, by the way, helping me. Luke, I am your father. Anyway, so then you get the rubbers out and you start at the top. Make sure that the print is all the way in here, and then you can just put those rubbers on, as you can see. Just scrunch them on like that, so it leaves the poster in place, and it gives a neater finish. Mine were about maybe a quarter of an inch too long, so I cut them because you need a little bit of space for the floor units. The strip from the lighting for the ceiling comes from the corner, and I stick that to the center here, and then I go all the way around, so I have a perfect circle, and then I go from the back to this place here, so we can have a wire out the back. Then this little square that you find in your box, that will hold up the floor. So Luke, move back a little bit without falling over. So then we get the floor, and I put the beautiful orange acrylic. Now those should slide underneath the prints if you get the right position. Okay, so now we have this strip of aluminum here. Take the protective backing off, and then you'll find 3 pieces of 3M, and you'll find the short pieces go on the edges. Like so, and then this center piece, which will hold the poster in place, the background in place, like that. Now for best results, let it give it time to settle. We know it's degreased because we just took the protective backing off, but very carefully I'm going to take the second part of the backing off, place this here, like so. And it might be best to just lay it flat so it can dry with its own weight supported. And then I'll finish up this rubber here, place it at the top, and it'll just slide on like that. Use this hand to make sure that the stuff you just put on won't come off again when you're moving around here. Like so. And then I'm going to leave this to set for a little while and come back later. All right, so while it's on its side with the adhesive strip on the back drying, you can get the protective foil from the bottom and take that off. and you can see the clean, beautiful brushed aluminum.
Very clean.
Very clean and very static. Well, anyway, a clean cloth will take care of that. So you can of course leave that because nobody's gonna see it, but that's the way it is. So number 001 assembled and ready, and I'm very proud to show it off and see that the actual production version looks just as good, or I think even better than the prototype, for the simple reason that we got the background looking even better. Look at the beautiful brightness of the ceiling lights. Perfect. Took us a lot of work to get that background good, by the way. Look at that. Perfect. Even a little bit of smoke effect. And I love that floor pattern. It's just so classic, so iconic is the word. So I love the look of that. And this shows the claw in the fully retracted position. So with the extra ring and the extra bolt included in the kit, you can make it lower like in the earlier prototype pictures, but I really like this look too. It gives an unobstructed view of Mr. Solo. So until next time.